I lost my screen. Okay.
You know, another song, Silence is Golden. Minna, you're on.
Okay. But I lost my screen. I cannot see any of you. So hello, everybody. Welcome to Let's Chat webinar tonight. Another wonderful, amazing gathering of leaders and our friends and family. The talk tonight changed the last minute, but regardless, there's always substance to talk about, substantial material. So we started by talking about resuming our journey and taking ownership. Then we decided to talk about and share with everybody how this journey has affected our life and what, who, where, and whom, and just share our experiences. To share with you a little bit about just to scratch the surface about how this journey has affected my life. Of course, I found myself hours and hours sitting at my computer, creating sketches of messages, making material about on passive related, company related, and trying to catch up with each and every webinar as much as possible. And I love it. So I go to bed with the hope that I get up next day and catch up, not to miss anything, and stay up late willingly working on it. And it's just has become my world. Um, I have now I do have a broader worldwide view. Some vocabularies have found its way in my life more than ever, like humanitarian, unprecedented, outstanding, crazy, love, faith, prayer, ethics, honesty, integrity, and it just goes on and on. I'm grateful to be part of this movement, and I'm thankful forever from Dr. Bill Williams, that was the person that I followed and got signed up with that later on. I found Chris Johnson and Marty DeGarmo and many other leaders, and they all have had a really positive influence in my life. I'm grateful. Let's never forget people who brought you to this journey, because that's been just a divine connection, in my opinion. I'm grateful of each and every one of you leaders. Chris Johnson, I always compliment you because I saw your heart. You're my role model, even though you call me your pain in the butt, but it's okay. I still respect and love each and every one of you, particularly Chris and Marty. I follow closely. And of course, Jean sits in everybody's heart, and the list goes on and on. Collins, Oliver, Otepero, and I can just keep naming them. Thank you so much. And I'm going to, with that, pass it to Marty DeGarmo, please. The floor is yours, sir.
Okay. I'll do the best I can. I did go by the first title that she had, not intertwine them both. But the main thing that I always try to push, and I believe for myself too, I would never recommend somebody else to do something if I didn't feel the same way. I believe the journey and what it's done for me personally is I met a lot of people. I've always been a people person. When I was in my regular job, you guys all know I traveled around the world. And then your original title, it said, take ownership of your journey. It's a powerful, and what's neat about it, if you take that sentence and you put it in what we're in, which I always try to do, it's a powerful empowerment, responsibility, and self-determination. We call individuals to take control of their path. I looked up this, I love statistics, even though most of them are sad, but only about 10 to 15%, 15 max, people live to their full potential. And there's many reasons why. Financial, where they were born, their education, what they have available for them. And then there's some people that are in the right place at the right time and could do it and don't. And it's really sad that you don't live to your full potential. And I believe one of the biggest things about this company and Mr. Mufara is everybody can be 100% of who they are. And I believe, and I'm saying this for myself, you don't know who you are until you keep pushing who you are today. You keep pushing, you find out, I didn't know I could do that, but I can. And what I really found that helped, and this is what's big about this company and everybody here, the more you encourage, the more you're encouraged. The more you uplift people, the more you're lifted up. And I know it doesn't make sense. Minus isn't minus, doesn't make sense. It's an oxymoron. But it does. It works. The more you give, the more you receive. The more you shine on somebody, the more the reflection's brighter. The power of motivating each other. You don't get that. You don't get that normally. It should be that way, but normally it's not that way. Where you could come in 6 years ago this January and go somewhere that you thought was just a fantasy, that there's no way are you going to get more than 5 or 6 people, in my case, 3 people, myself, Mike, and Dan, that felt the same way about uplifting other people and all in one group. And to go into a group that's got 1 million, I know all of us probably don't feel that way, but everybody here does. I've seen it. And you grow from everybody. Personal development in this company is mind-blowing to me. Where I worked, I had engineers work with me and chemical engineers, mechanical engineers, metallurgists, scientists. We traveled around the world and built companies, and it was very exciting. But I've met people here, maybe they don't have a degree and maybe they're not some fancy name, but so much more powerful than most of the people I met in those companies that have the title. Because I believe a lot of people, if you look at ourselves as a plant, we die before we ever blossom. We got a stem, we grow up a little bit, and then we wither away and die, maybe 80 years, 90 years if we're lucky. But in here, you can see people starting to bloom now, like within the last 5 years, 2 years, 3 years. And that's powerful. I did a little research and asked some numbers in ChatGPT. What would it be like if you had 1 million people that could live to their potential? And when I say potential, it's education, healthcare, wealth, everything is available, but it's through a giving heart. Like it's 1 million people. And what it said was exactly what Ash said. In 5 years, it would grow to something like 200 or 300 million people that it would affect from the ripple effect. And that's why, for me and Chris, when we're doing our lives or I'm on our show or whatever, I want people to develop as much as they can before the bell goes off, before we enter into the next chapter where the world's coming. Because there's nothing more important than you knowing who you are and what you have. Because if you know who you are, and most of you do, and you learn at least, Nick, you don't have to be technical, but you need to know what you have to offer besides just personality and a place for people to come to feel welcomed. It'll make a big impact. People will remember that. And all we have to do is be who we are. It's not going to college. You don't have to learn how to be who you are. community movements. Everybody combined is going to take off. We've got large groups of people from Africa, India, Bangladesh, Vietnam. There's people from China. There's people from South Korea. There's people from islands never heard of, Papua New Guinea, Australia, Greenland. I mean, we have people from everywhere. And when we leave as a force like we are, the world will change. And we're going to be able to see it. I don't care how old you are. It'll happen. It'll be enough of a change that we'll all be able to see it. Education and learning and all that. That's what the platform is. And also, I think about, like everybody on the screen, Minnow. I've only known her a little while, not very long. And it's like I've known her my whole life. And Dr. Benny, the smile. She smiles, you smile, everybody smiles. They don't even know why they're smiling. And Jean, by accident, she was here. I saw her. I didn't really know who she was. She sent out a video, and I looked at it. I said, well, that's pretty cool. And ever since then, everyone in the whole company knows who Jean is. Raphael, met him through Dan, through Daryl, and went to a webinar. He's real quiet, didn't say much, in fact, very little. Now I see him every day. Chris has met him and all that. Melanie, I just saw her a few weeks ago. She's here every day now. I'm so glad I met her. Narelle. Narelle's a workhorse. I don't mean to call you a horse, but you know what I mean. A work kangaroo, I guess I should say. But no, I mean, Narelle, what do I think of when I think of Narelle? Tenacity. She does not quit. Never, never, never quit. Then I get to my OTech guys. I met them in the corner of some webinar. They were hiding, but I dug them out of there. No, but I met them and I said, man, what a sharp bunch of guys. IT guys too. Wow. My brain started ticking. I said, wait a minute. They can make an impact with everybody if we get them out there. Of course, when I first met them, if they talked to you, you wouldn't understand anything they were saying. They were too technical. But look how far they've come. Everybody knows who they are. And you can't say they didn't make an impact. That's what I'm talking about. And I guarantee it, you went to Collins or Oliver or any of them, hey, I'd like you to speak to 400 or 500 people. Bite me. There's no way. I don't want no parts of that. I'll give you a list. I can tell you what I think, but I don't want to get out. Look at them now. It's easy for them. Lily Lane, the classiest lady in ONPASSIVE, right? From day one. Always pleasant, very super intelligent, always nice things to say. And then we got Chris Johnson. God, this is going to be rough. No, but I met Chris. I tell you, I met Chris 4 or 5 years ago, 4 years ago, I think. And he was in a meeting, and I'm looking around because I'm always looking at people like I'm shopping or something. I don't know why I do it. It's a habit of mine. But I try to look at people that just come across different. And he was sitting there and he's rocking back and forth. And I said, oh, the poor guy's blind. No, he's not. He's wringing his hands and rocking back and forth. And I said, oh, he's got to go tinkle. No, what it was is he wanted to say something so bad. All I had to do is say, hey, Johnson, you got boom. And that was it. And guess what? He hasn't shut up since. No, but you know what he did? A couple of days later, I said, I really love the guy because he's got a big heart, right? And I said, I'm going to hang out with him. I didn't realize how much, by the way. So I said, hey, you want to go to Papua New Guinea? Chris sat there, tears running down his face. I'm looking, I'm going, what is he going to do? He goes, I want to buy 5 accounts for somebody in Papua New Guinea. That's what he did. First day we went. And he did. He bought 5 accounts for people there. And obviously, the funny thing about that, of course, I knew Ash for a long time, or way before that. And he was there. One of those times he was there, and I said, check out this guy, right? And he met Chris and fell in love with him. Absolutely. And he started thinking, oh, bless, and Chris Johnson. It happened almost instantly. So that you know how that went, but that's how it went down exactly. And I remember other time when Ash was going to go visit him and do a live at his kitchen table. No joke, because he was traveling that year. I think it was 2000, maybe 2001. I don't know. And when he was just about got there, Chris's mom passed away. And what do I do? What do I ask her? I don't know what you can do. We'll find out if he needs anything. So I was kind of the in-between. And then I kept asking, going back. And then Ash finally said, why am I asking you? I can ask my wife. So anyway, Ash bombarded him with all kinds of stuff that day. And because he loves his little Chris. But no, I mean, stuff that I'll never forget. And Sherry Dershoway, I've never seen anybody kinder and nicer. She's so nice. She's like Gina Leva. She'd lose a finger and say, well, I got 3 more, you know. She would never complain, never. And I'll never forget that. Hold on. Yeah, thank you. He's telling me how many fingers I have. But no, I mean, that's, I get a card. And usually things like this in ONPASSIVE happen when you're down a little bit. I get a card from her. And it really made me feel good. I said, wow, that's amazing. Little things like that. That's the kind of people we're surrounded by. Then you got Julie Brown Sugar Pierre, right? Well, I met her and she kind of scared me because I didn't know this chick is tough. Then we get into trivia. And, I'm kind of a joker like Chris, and I kind of push the envelope. Then I realized Julie invented the freaking envelope. So she didn't push it. She flipped it upside down. Now I'm embarrassed. But anyway, she's a great lady. Started her own show. Unbelievable. Mama Do. I joke with Mama Do, and I tell you what I did wrong. And I work on this every day. I judged him as maybe just kidding around all the time and really not a serious guy. And one day he came on and talked in a webinar, absolutely blew me away. And I said, well, I'll never look at him that way again. Well, I didn't look at him bad. I just didn't look at him as sincere. And he did a speech or something that blew me away. I write him every once in a while, every day now. Big-hearted, super, super wise, just a big-hearted, nice guy. And Abba, oh my God, I can't say it like Chris does, but my whole family fell in love with her and Minnow. They visited here and Dawn met them both. All the grandkids did. And they bring it up all the time. Is Abba coming back? Is Minnow coming? Yeah, they'll be back. But she was like part of the family. Very strong woman. Especially, I had some issues with some things in Bangladesh, certain people. I didn't know who to go to. I found out. I go to Abba. Very strong. In a country where maybe it's not as easy to be a strong woman, but she did it. It made a big, big impact on my life, and I believe everybody here. And then Franz, I just met Franz a few weeks ago. And the first thing I thought is, dang, where was he at the last 3 years? Because he's part of the family, right? I mean, you go to something, there's Franz, a real smart guy, nice guy, speaks a couple languages or 3, which makes me feel like an idiot, but a real nice guy. And everywhere I go, we meet these kind of people. So I thought I'd break the ice, and that's how I wanted to start at Minna. So it's all yours.
Thank you, Madi. Yes, joining ONPASSIVE in this community, as you said, brought life to our lives. It's easy to get down and depressed. Life is hard for everybody. And as some of us get older, it's easy to feel isolated and lose motivation a little bit at a time. But now joining this community has actually given us a sense of purpose, a reason to wake up, a reason to dream and dream bigger. It has electrifying connection between us. Now we have a family to go to hang out, to feel better if we're not feeling good, to feel respected, welcome, and constantly being edified and uplifted by Marty and Chris and other leaders in their own way. So these are all blessings. Thank you, Marty. We go to Collins, if you would. Thank you.
Thank you, Mino. Marty, thank you for honestly the great, starting point. You just brought everything, and I was just imagining, thinking about myself when I joined ONPASSIVE and how the journey has been, especially with me. I joined ONPASSIVE 2020, June 16, 2020. I should have joined earlier when they introduced me to ONPASSIVE. And sometimes there is a reason that can push you to do something. Something must happen for you to take the next step. You are there sometimes in your quiet corner, but you need a push. You need a push to take something. And my mom always said, if you have a lot in your hand, you don't even want more. But when you lost everything, that's when you start to look for the next alternative. So I was just there working, doing my own stuff, working, doing my job 9 to 5. And with that in mind, I always ask myself, so when you go every time you look at your CEO, look at all of those guys, top directors, you look at the life they are living, you ask yourself, I'm doing all this. When would I ever be like them? You always have that secondary aim and said, no, I want to really go up there. But what can you do to really be like them? You need to build your own company. But it's hard because you can't even move. So I said, no, I need a second stream of income. I always have that because sometimes you talk with your colleagues, you see what they are doing. Some of them they are into trading, though they are working, they have little things they are doing. And that mindset started coming. So when it dawned to me, it was one day the prince said something about people need to start to look. I was watching BBC. People they need to check about second income because your 9 to 5 job will not help you. All of those. It was a morning show. I said, right, this is really it. I was just lying on a weekend. So a friend of mine called me, from the US, very good friend. I know him, right? We were born in the same town. He said, Collins, there is something here. I said, what? It wasn't ONPASSIVE. He said, you really want to make extra money? I said, yeah. I said, go into trading. So I said, all right, give me the site. I went and I registered. I started trade. I was really good at it, make some money, but the day I lost it. And it wasn't because I wasn't good, because of my 9 to 5 job and then tiredness. I didn't do all what I was supposed to do. I was greedy, let me put it that way, really greedy. And then something happened along the line. And I'll really say it here. It was the day Donald Trump was in power. I just said, they had this thing when he made a big statement with China and said, you know what, they don't want any goods from China to come into the US. And when with trading, when a big or a popular figure make a statement, it affects the market. So all the stock, every investor pulled their stock. And because I wasn't watching, I was just sleeping, I lost my money. And that was it. I said, oh my God. I said, oh my God. So I went and it was just that one statement. It just need one statement from a popular head of state to make for trade to law. That's what a lot of people don't know. They don't know if you're trading, you always watch the market, but you need one person just to make something like maybe British Prime Minister. It can be whoever, but as long as it is popular, it will affect the market. And that's how I lost it. So the guy called me, he said, are you really sad? I said, yes. I almost killed myself. Like, I should have stopped this trading, but what do? You need to keep on. So I still really need to go on again. And then he said, there is something. So he introduced me to a lot of things. And the next one was GoFounder. So what is GoFounder? Are you sure it's not trading? He said, no, it's not trading. I said, okay, what is it? So he couldn't explain because it was the first time he was just like new into it. So I took it early because he gave me not June, it was maybe around March. Put it somewhere. I say, if you can't explain to me, just forget it. So I was just there. And then one day started going back to teams. I said, no, I still need to do something. I went back to that GoFounder. I look at it. I Google it myself. I make my own research, GoFounder ONPASSIVE. I called him. I said, you know the link you sent to me, you didn't explain. You said, oh, I'll find somebody to explain. I said, you know what? I've done my research and it's good. So I've already registered. He said, what? You registered without telling me? I said, yes, because you're wasting time and it's really good. They said, how do you know it? I've not watched any webinar, nothing. I just went only to the website, ONPASSIVE website. There was nothing there. I told him, I said, this is what anybody who knows would die for it. I said, this will be the biggest IT company. If they can do what I'm saying, and it's just $97, I said, nobody will give an IT company. I was doing my own judgment. I've never listened to no webinar, no Mike Ellis. I know nobody. So I registered and then I went to the back office. I saw all those webinars, click. I stumbled on Mike Ellis' show. I watched Mike Ellis. I started sharing it. So when I shared it, a lot of people asked me, do you really know it? I said, I understand it, but I don't have time to explain. Join it and your life will change. I don't really have time to explain. I just tell you, join it, your life will explain. This is a startup IT company. So though it was internet marketing platform, I never saw it as internet marketing. I said, there is something in this. It's not an internet marketing, it's an IT company. I was just talking to myself before I joined the first meeting with Mr. Ash Mufara. So I was just sitting there listening to Mr. Ash Mufara. I said, my God, this man is bringing something big. So talking to myself, I was just like really happy that I found something. Then I saw COMMENT. COMMENT was doing something with Pidgin. I called because I already know COMMENT here before ONPASSIVE, before we met in ONPASSIVE. So I said, COMMENT, are you in? He said, yes. So I have seen your Pidgin stuff. And it is like, I know COMMENT, but I didn't know what COMMENT was doing. So I said, COMMENT, are you in IT? COMMENT said, no. I said, how do you know all of these things? COMMENT said, because I've been listening to some of the webinars, to Mike Ellis, I said, no, I've never attended any webinars. But now I've attended only one with Mr. Ash, and it blows my mind. Mr. Ash didn't say anything superficial or something to hype it. It was just like calm and gentle. And a lot of people didn't get it. But I said, this man is building an IT company. So I told COMMENT, I said, this man is building one of the biggest IT company. So I took it to my workplace. I showed one of my colleagues who is a top programmer. He's a full stack developer. I said, look at this thing. The guy said, Collins, it's an IT company, but I don't think somebody can do it now. It will not happen now in this our generation. I said, no, it can happen. So we're just debating on it. I said, do you know what? The guy was in crypto. I said, come in. He said, Collins, this will take 10 years. And I'm not ready to waste my time. So I laughed over it. And I said, okay, thank God that you know somebody can do it. I'm in. I'm already in. And I'm ready to wait for as long as it takes. I know it will not be easy, but they will do it. And when they do it, I'll be the most lucky man to be in this company or my generation. So the guy said, good luck. I said, all right. So two of them joined, but the other guy said, no, it will take too much. It will take too long, and I'm not ready to wait. So, COMMENT asked me to come. I told COMMENT, no, I'm not coming. I'm not a social media person. I cannot speak online, but I can tell you what to say. If I listen to Ash, I can break it down, and then you go and do it. COMMENT said, no, you're coming to me because the way you have explained to me, there is no ways, there's no better way. Please come out. I told COMMENT. So COMMENT was behind me for 2 months. So COMMENT find Oliver as well. My brother Oliver here. Oliver too refused. Oliver was like, at that time, I didn't know Oliver. He said, I've met one of our brother who is also an IT person. I said, okay, come on. COMMENT said, I will get you guys out here to explain. So that was the first time Oliver, myself, and Dr. Betty's sister, we met on COMMENT show. So we explained it there. And my first time I was really shivering. I've never been on like this on a platform talking to people. So I was shivering. I said, COMMENT, I don't want to do this. So we started a webinar to help. COMMENT said, let's put ourselves together, put a webinar and start to help those who really didn't understand it. He said, all right. And then there was one other lady, Patient, the sister was here. Dr. Patient called me because the younger sister, I was the one who introduced the younger sister. So when it joined, I think nobody was able to explain it. So the sister said, call Collins. Collins knows this thing. So she called me. I explained. I said, this is the biggest IT company. Forget about that internet marketing. It will take time, but we will find. We will win. If you are in, you will win. I was not looking at the internet market. I was looking at the tools and services that Ash Mufara want to put on air. So I was so excited. I explained, I said, Collins, can we do a webinar? I said, Comfort have already pulled me. So let's come together and do it. And that's when we formed the ONPASSIVE family with my brother Oliver here. All of us, we started together. So Maddie came there, and that's when Maddie saw us. Maddie called. Oliver said, Maddie wants us. I said, Oliver, I'm not happy. I'm not ready to do this. I said, let's wait and think about it, because to go out and start to talk, you never know how it will affect you in a different way. Let's take our time. Do you really think we can do it? So when Maddie called, Maddie spoke to us. I said, Maddie, we can tell you for you to go and explain, because you're already out there. Maddie said, no, you are coming with us. And that is how we came out and we formed the Old Tech Pro. We started breaking things down, helping others. And that's it. That's the story about everything. But it wasn't easy, and the journey has been really, really great. And I really enjoy it. And I'm glad that I came out to help many people with my brother Oliver and Bob Vincent. Thanks, Mino.
Beautiful, beautiful. If you were to connect all of these dots, you started this from rock bottom and you did your own research and it spoke with your heart. And do you all see the regret on Colin's face when he says, I'm so sorry, I should have joined earlier. Why did I not join earlier? He has this guilt about it. It's because of the love. So commitment, connection, excitement, and love pours out of you. No matter what day of the week, what hour of the day, any topic throw at Collins, he's good to go. And this excitement is transmissible. Thank
And
you
you know,
for
one
that.
thing where Oliver and I, we used to discuss before behind the scene with Maddie, we said, if we come out and tell a lot of founders that it will take 6 to 10 years, all of them will give up. So let's shut up our mouth and get on with it.
Because you know what it takes. You know what it takes. And Comfort was the person also that influenced you. Marty, another person that came from introvert to extrovert. Would you ever believe that Collins was a shy guy? It's hard to believe now. It's beautiful. Thank you, Collins. Right, we'll pass it to Oliver, and then from there we go to Nora. If you'd like to speak, please enter your name in the chat and we'll call you in the order. Thank you, Oliver, and thanks, Collins.
Yeah, hi everybody. I'm so fired up and like fired up from all the time. You know, I always celebrate every little success that Ash will come and tell us, and every blessed day, everything that has happened to ONPASSIVE, I celebrate. Maddie knows I drink my cognac when I'm happy. I always drink my cognac to celebrate, and I always encourage everybody always celebrate every little success, especially in ONPASSIVE. The process and the journey has been a good one. Tomorrow, when you want to tell the story, when you want to eat your money, when you want to sit, lie down in the beach, enjoying yourself, you know you went through this journey and you went through the process. And our great-grandchildren will know our story. Like I said, the world will know your name. Yes, the journey. It's interesting. It's interesting, and you know, and today is like today for me in ONPASSIVE, because every day I see new things. I learn, and you know, it has really made me also to understand that in my professional life, Ash has put me on my toes. I'm in the IT for more than 24 years, but artificial intelligence was not in the picture. But because of ONPASSIVE today, even at my job, I've got promotions upon promotions because of ONPASSIVE and because of AI. Because of AI. Because I went back to my books. I took online classes in Udemy and Purasite about AI. Thanks also to Madi. When Madi came over and discovered us. Before it was Bob brought me in. Bob Takusi brought me in. When he called me and told me, Oliver, that's 2020 April 5th that I joined. 2020 April 5th that I joined. It was 77,000 people then. And I can remember then, Ash was looking for 100,000. When I met Maddie, they came, the ONPASSIVE Nation came in, they blew off the whole thing. And by July, it was around already more than 100,000 founders, you know. So thanks to Mike Ellis, ONPASSIVE Nation, when they came, I started grabbing in. And when I got the concept about the whole thing, about the products, I saw that, oh, Ash went out, Ash looked at the market. I keep saying this all the time. Ash looked into the market. He looked into the products that are highly demanded products and what the companies out there, they're exploiting the other companies and small and medium-sized industries. Like Virtual. I work with Virtual. Every company on this planet Earth needs Virtual. Because then it was COVID, most people were working from home. They need that secure connection from your home because no company they didn't trust your home network. So they had to use Virtual, which is VPN, to connect to your home network. So every company at that time needed Virtual, which is VPN. Come again, there was Odesk. Odesk has another name then that Ash gave it. So Odesk is a CRM tool. So I went into each of those products. I looked into them. I said, no, I have to get in. I have to be part of this journey. You know, understanding what all these products they were all about. Then when Ash talked about Tracker, I was like, Tracker? I know IBM had one. I know Google had one. But the way Ash was talking about Odesk was the demand is going to be high because we had good disruptive features. Then come Tracker, which is a human resource product. Ash took all from biometrics and everything, combined them together to, I said, wow, therefore, this is a place to be. But behind me, and when I look into it, with AI embedded into them, I can keep saying it all the time, it's going to take 8 to 10 years. But I'm in. I call one of my friends, he has PhD in information security also. He worked with Microsoft. He's a top guy in Microsoft. I told him, he said, Oliver, no, please don't waste your time. Like Collins also said, he said, don't waste your time. It's going to take time. I said, I'm in. I called my other colleague. He's a lecturer in California University, PhD holder. So you see that all of them, they were like, until today, they are not in. Till today, they are not in. But I know when I'm going to call them. It's not long from now. Anytime we go to the market, I'll tell them, hey, I'm a millionaire. I'm already telling them I'm a millionaire. But you have to claim it. You have to believe to yourself and claim it. When you believe to yourself and you claim it, when you hear Ash comes and talk, when you listen to Maddie and Chris Johnson for the past 1 week, the past 1 month today, how excited they are, then you will know what's up. You will know what it is. When you listen, let me say it again, when you listen to Chris Johnson and Maddie Degamo for the past 1 month to 2 weeks today, the way how excited they are, they comes and tell us things, what is going on with that they've talked to Ash, then you will know that we are in a better place. And it's you that you have to determine your future. It is you that you have to determine how much you're going to make. Going back to the journey, when Maddie discovered us, Maddie came and talked to us. Well, all of us, Maddie was like, but Maddie was nice, calm, talked to us that if you guys are not ready, but it was for the benefit of the company. It was for the benefit of the company. We saw that it was for the benefit of the company. So we have to come out there. But me for one, like Colin said, office setting, I'm good at talking at office settings, but not talking 500 people, 200, 300 people. I don't have that experience, that courage to talk in the massive crowd. But because of Maddie, then one will come, Maddie will say we should mellow down our vocabulary. Any field that you are in will have your own vocabulary that you use. So they had to bring in Lynn. Lynn came in, and Lynn would talk to, or when we talk, they will say, okay, you people should not use these words. Which other words can you guys use to break it down? You know, Madi too was there. Madi said, no, you guys should slow down. Then, also, we are Africans. We have our accent. I will not lie. We have our accent. So we have to count our words to make people to really understand. You know, so we were having meetings with Madi all the time because we need to explain to the founders what, you know, how long it's going to take, how the process is, you know. So Madi, they will listen and they say, no, take it this way. We should take it this way. We should speak like this. This word that you've used, what does this word mean? So it was like we are already in the school again. You know, we have to learn how to talk. We have to learn how to talk to the founders for them to understand. So it has been an interesting journey, you know, and I enjoy it. And today I still enjoy it, and it has really made me. I've learned how to talk to people. I've learned how to talk to crowd, you know. And then the most interesting part again is when we went to Boston. We met Ash one-on-one with Chris Johnson them from the airport. With Chris Johnson at the airport. You know, Chris Johnson was the main coordinator with the Uber who had small disorder at the airport. We're all there together. We waited. You know, Chris Johnson, they were there to organize. They were talking with Ash and Susie McCrae for them for us to go to our hotel. And when we went there, it was we met Ash. I was drinking my cognac as usual. I was sitting directly in front of Ash on the table. Ash asked me, "What are you drinking, Oliver?" I said, "I'm drinking cognac." I said, "Stop it, because it's going to freeze your brain. We need your knowledge." You know, Ash was like that. The whole of that 2 days that I was in Boston, I did not even put alcohol. you know, you know. And Ash was an interesting guy, cracked jokes. Even when on that same day that things were happening in Dubai, Ash was very calm. You can't even understand that things were like really, you saw a charismatic leader that even when things were hard, things were rough, Ash was still behaving as if there's nothing is going on. It makes us to understand that, no, we are fine. Things are, you know, that is what we call a leader. A leader that leads, even when there's tension, it makes you guys to understand that there's nothing, calm down, we are fine, you know. That is Ash. You know, Ash will come to you. Have you eaten? When we want to eat, we went to for dinner. Ash will come and tell us, where's Michael Williams? Where's this person? He wants everybody to be on the table before he will come and say, okay, now we can eat. You know, so he's that type of a guy. I enjoy my 2 days with him. I took good pictures with him in Boston. You know. Then again, when we went to Manchester, when there was the Manchester event in London, Bob and myself, we left the United States. You know, we went there. When all the 4 Tech pros, we met for the first time. We read them. It was interesting, comfort. It was for that 2 days in Manchester also. You know, it has been an interesting journey. I have enjoyed every blessed second and minute that I've been in ONPASSIVE, you know, till today. And I'll say, look, this journey has been a good one. And I want to say, Madi Degamo, as the godfather of ONPASSIVE, you are a great guy. Just keep doing what you're doing. God is continuing to bless you. And without you, Madi Degamo, without you, you know, ONPASSIVE, we the founders, you know, you are a technocrat. You know how to put things together. I want to say thank you very much. And you've got a little brother beside you, Chris Johnson, that you people joined to make webinars together. You guys have really coordinate all of us, put things together. I remember Madi Degamo would text me at the background, Oliver this, that, Oliver this, that. When we are in webinar, he knows what I want to hear. He would tell me, Oliver, listen, I want to tell you this. Then he would just sign out. I will be there waiting to get the information from Madi. You know, cracking jokes. You are that type of a guy, big bro. Thank you very much. I love you. Just keep doing what you're doing. And that's why all your grandkids are with you, because you are a father. You are a landlord. I don't know what to describe you, but just keep doing what you're doing. And because of you, the old tech pros, they've been what they've been today. And I listen to you. And I also want to thank Chris Johnson. I want to thank everybody that's here. You know, Collins, Bob, Vincent, the OTech pros. I want to thank all of you. Mino, at times Mino would text me, just send me messages. Like today I was telling Bob, Mino has sent me this thing, with this background thing. I don't like this background thing. You know, I like to go to webinars, but when they put background, you know, it occupies. I have to save it, to, you know, save and collect and put. I want to go to other webinars. I have to change the backgrounds, but it's fun. That is the fun that we get in ONPASSIVE. And tomorrow, this journey will make us will remember all these things. And you know, it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure, but I'm really enjoying it, and I'm fine. I always say we are fine, and it has taken us more than the time that I thought that it's going to be above 8 years, but Ash is going to take less than 7 years to deliver. Thank you.
Oliver, thank you for the compromise. Maybe it's a good idea to have a universal solid, that cosmic solid background, so you don't have to, or you and other people have to go through changing it. Thank you for hanging in there. Oliver, your Boston trip, like everybody says it from their own point of experience. When you talk about it, it feels like it just happened yesterday. It's fresh to you guys.
Yeah.
You convey that excitement that went during that trip. And then, you know, most people, when somebody say, hey, don't drink, it's not good for you, they just roll it over their shoulder. But the influence, the charismatic and magnetic personality of Ash, the influence that he had on you and everybody that talks about him, it's amazing. You witnessed the registration for this company from couple of hundreds all the way to exponential leap of thousands and now in the millions, right? So you said this motivated you, this technology, to go and take more classes and educate yourself with AI, and you got promotion as a result of that. And those are the gratitude that you show when you say how this movement has been helping you, and we're not even started at the rolling point in the money aspect of it. Then you said that, yes.
There's one thing also, Chris Johnson. This guy, this guy is a joke. In Boston, we'll sit. Chris Johnson will just be like, I'm like, who is this guy that is just cracking jokes here and there? At the same time, he's there to help everybody. Chris Johnson sacrificed when we're going to the restaurant the last night. He make sure everybody has bought into the cab to the restaurant, and he was the last person. You know, he makes sure all of us. We say, Chris, come on, let's go. Chris, like, no, all of you should go. You know, coordinating with Susie McRae and Ash. You know, so Chris, also, I want to say thank you. You are a great guy, and what you did to Africa, Rwanda. No, look, God will continue to bless you. Your good heart also is something that, you know, God will continue to bless you. What you did in Rwanda, my continent. I want to say thank you very much. And God will continue to bless you on that, and just keep doing what you are doing. And we'll all join you into this movement, you know, and we'll be one family as we are one family. Like Collins always said, your neighbor can only be your next door neighbor. Your neighbor can be in Australia. I can call Nire. That, hey, Nire, you're in Australia. Something's happening there. I saw your post, you know, this is $1,000, take, you know. So ONPASSIVE has made us to be very close, that your neighbor can only be your next door neighbor, but the next country, the next country, the next country. So Chris, keep doing what you're doing. God is with us. Thank you.
Thank you. Beautiful. And thank you, Oliver, and all of the OTech Pro for conveying the most updated, decent, and recent messages to the world. Your gratitude for Marty and Chris is beautiful. Thank you. You called Marty as the godfather of ONPASSIVE. And of course, Chris Johnson is the heart of ONPASSIVE, as Ash put it. So thank you so much. All right, talking about Narelle. So the floor is yours, Miss Narelle. Thank you, Oliver.
Hey, hello. Thank you, Manu. Thank you for allowing me to share something today. It's really exciting when you talk about a journey, and my gosh, isn't life a journey? Firstly, Oliver and Collins, I had no idea what you were saying when you first come out as OTech pros. Accent? I don't know. I knew a little bit about it, the behind the scenes, some sort of technology stuff done a little bit before. However, when you guys first come out, I have to admit and be honest about the fact that I had no idea what you were saying. But you, with the help of Marty saying, hey, you've got to slow it down, you've got to say it so that founders understand it. What a beautiful journey it has been into where you are now. So thank you so much for that. Like I said, in a journey it has been, and life is a journey. And boy, have I had a journey. And most of you know my story, but coming into ONPASSIVE was because of OBLES. You know, I listened to Mike Ellis. I saw that I could help my niece, or great niece Mimi, be able to walk one day with raising funds for her treatment. So I didn't come in for a second business. As Collins had said, you know, the change of mindset. Well, I come from a poor family, and I'm not saying that we're not rich in blessings and love and everything like that. But when you have a mindset of that'll do, that's enough, that's all we can do, all right, then there is a mindset change. And over the years, I've had to do that, you know, for myself. And yes, I've had money and no money. And yes, I've had money and no money in my life. The reasons why, when I had money, I sort of went back to no money was because I didn't know what to do with that amount of money. I didn't know how to, you know, do the things that you need to do, whether it's investing or putting things aside. So sometimes the money was lost, not necessarily because I was a poor, you know, individual that had no intelligence. It's just that I didn't know how to change things around. My mindset has changed so much since joining ONPASSIVE, and I want to thank each and every one of you here and each and every one of you in my life. When I came in for OBLES, I found out that I needed to be a spokesperson for Australia, whether I wanted to be or not, because I too was quite happy to sit in the background. When I put in a request for Chris to come and help us, he stood up, and every week he came at early hours of the morning to be able to provide us with the information we needed over here so that Australia, New Zealand and surrounding islands became a known country, islands in ONPASSIVE. So thank you, Chris, for doing that for us. It was really appreciated. And I know that, you know, you're all going to come to Australia and look at the crocodiles, particularly Chris, or they might look at you, Chris, in a whole different light. But what I wanted to say was, yeah, where did we know, or how did we know, or did we know that coming into this company ONPASSIVE was going to change our lives so much, was going to be, or bring us to being part of this big family? One of my, I call it an issue, but it's not really an issue, was that I didn't understand, that I didn't trust as much as I could because of what I had been through in life. So trust was a big thing for me. But each and every one of you showed me that you could be trusted, that what you were saying could be trusted, because trust is a very big thing, particularly in a life where you've come from domestic violence, so to speak, where people have let you down nearly all of your life. You know, one of the things that stands out is that trust. But not only did you allow me to grow and be who I am, you brought hope to this lady that had sort of given up a little bit and was just happy to live her life out, being happy that I had come through what I'd come through, being happy that I could just move forward and help where I could, because I come from a giving heart, but also from a giving family. family who, you know, when you instill that from mother and father who were poor, but gave often, you know, when they didn't have much, but they gave when they had plenty of fruit and vegetables or milk or whatever it was, they gave to those less fortunate. That's what I'm here to do. I'm here to help those less fortunate. But you gave me, you gave my country that I love dearly, hope in yourselves. And Mr. Ashmafara, thank you so much for bringing about this movement, because it has changed not only me, but many I see or talk to daily. And I just love that. So thank you so much, Manu. I don't know whether I actually covered everything, but taking ownership of my journey has been an absolute pleasure and honor. And I am so, so blessed to know each and every one of you. So thank you, Manu, and thank you for all the other speakers. I did understand you, Oliver and Collins, and I know that will be fine. So thank you so much.
Wonderful, Narelle. Wonderful. Thank you. You always share your heart with us. Blessed was what it caught your attention to begin with. Then in the journey, you develop trust, which is huge, as you said. And then you reached out to Crest as a leader, and you teamed up and you took upon yourself to be the spokesperson for Australia. Those are the mindset changes. That's a leap of improvement. That's congratulations. And then you said that you came from a really abusive background, but you now finally were able to expose your star from inside up to us, and then now you're shining the light and bringing the diamonds from within, as you call it. So those are a great service to humanity. You're doing amazing, and your artwork, it's just outstanding. Also, now the influence of our leaders, the carnivore lifestyle, and look at you. So congratulations. Thank you so much. That was just...
Yeah, thank you. I just want to say one thing, that I just want to thank each and every person along my journey, because along the journey, you learn things, you don't learn things, you slip back, you move forward, you go sideways. It's like the dance of life, right? But I just want to say to each person, whoever listens to this, and to those who are founders, thank you for being a part of my journey, because you made me who I am today. So I just wanted to add that to the end. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you. And now we're going to have Jean to take the floor, please. Thank you, Narelle. We love you.
Thank you. Love you too.
Thank you, Minu. I was cracking up because when I heard, Marty and Collins especially, it was just like this gush of a whole history of this journey, this, going through all this stuff. And it was just so, we're just so full, aren't we? So I don't know, overwhelmed with the blessing of it all. And I've learned so much on this journey, like about technology, marketing, different cultures, just different cultures. But for me, this journey has changed my life because of the experience of knowing and speaking with Ashmufara predominantly. Before I met any of you, being around someone so extraordinarily kind, respectful, patient, and genuinely loving at first it's kind of shocking. It's like there really are people like this. It's hard to fathom. And then when you stay in that space, it's like a warm bath. It's so welcoming and so nurturing and healing. And when you spend time in that energy, like we've all of us been blessed to do, it heals us and it frees us and it breaks the shackles of our minds. And I think that's one of Ash's greatest dreams, is to break those shackles and crack open the hard shell of our hearts. And so we can be our true selves, as Narelle just said, the ones who came into this world fresh and new and untainted before the world got its hands on us, And so it has freed me, Jean, to dig out all my dusty dreams, my hopes, my plans, and put them into motion, baby steps or big steps. And there just aren't enough words for me to express gratitude for something so large, for a gift this enormous. And all I can do is be myself, which is huge in and of itself. I wasn't able to be myself prior to ONPASSIVE. I mean, in small groups, maybe individually, one-on-one with people, but my thoughts and dreams go deep and wide, and sometimes I would share them and they would be sort of, I don't know, shrugged off, mocked, whatever, and it crushes the spirit. So I came to ONPASSIVE with a bit of um a bit of a broken spirit, starting from a child where great things are coming, but then the rest of the world says, no, they're not. They're not, you silly girl. And so you just become this sort of shrunken down version of yourself. And so Ash, his voice, his heart, and then by extension, all of you have opened that up for me so that I can be myself. And even so, I've only shared a little bit, but it's me. You're getting me. And I've never been able to be so loving without and being accepted and welcomed and feeling so resonant with everyone around me, like we're all the same. We're different flavors and different sort of textures and speeds, all of that, but we're all like, the more we hear each other talk, we're like all saying each other's hearts. And I was talking to Viviane Benny the other day, and she was sharing that the words I speak are in line with her thoughts and her heart. And there's nothing um, more fulfilling to me than to hear that the words that come out of my mouth are other people are saying, that's what I feel too. And that it just makes me feel so good inside. And so if we can just be ourselves, get ready, take the steps necessary, and then go about, for me, it's going about the business of leaving this world and the space that I'm in better than I found it. My dad taught me that. My parents taught me that. I never feel like I've been able to really do that until now. And so that is my most sincere and humble wish, is to leave this world and make a positive difference and leave it better than I found it while I'm here on Earth. And I know that with all of us here and the extended family out across the planet, is the impact we're going to have is just, it's almost too much to fathom. It really, really, truly is. But it makes me giggle. It makes me so excited and happy, and I can't be like this with other people in my life. And so I'm so grateful for you all. I really am. I love you all from the bottom of my heart. And so I want to say thank you, Ashmifara. Thank you, Marty, for asking for my help on those videos. And thank you all for seeing the real me. I love you. Thank you, Minu.
Jean, you know that you're loved internationally. Your eloquence and your connectivity, relatability sits in the heart. And yes, Lavina is very right. You speak from our heart. That's your signature connection to us. Thank you for being you. Your experience after you saw and spoke with Ash is feeling. You get goosebumps. You hear kind, respectful, patient, genuinely loving. You keep hearing that from everybody. We cannot, each and every one of us who haven't met him. Even the ones that met, we cannot wait to meet him someday. So thank you. And you said that you were able to break boundaries and be yourself. You were able to dig out your old dreams and now give a basis to it, look forward to it, and your appreciation and gratitude and positiveness is always outstanding. And your story with Mark as a prodigy, as a result of being connected to OnPassive and meeting him and the way you treated him, and he is your star. He is part of your heart. That by itself is a story. There is a sense of contentment in most of us, in all of us now, because we've come so many years and through so many journeys and learning from each other and expanding our horizon, that there is no way we can summarize it in 4 or 5 minutes. But thank you for the share. That's beautiful. Thank you, Jean. All right, let me look at my list. We go to Miss Melanie. Thank you, Jean.
Thank you, Minal. Thank you. I have a lot to say, but I will be to the point. My journey on Passive started with Jeffrey Mullock. That's the one who brought me in. So it was August 12th, I think, 2020, that I decided, somebody had already mentioned it to me, but it wasn't as Jeffrey, encouraged me. So I decided to go into the announcement. Let me see what OnPassive is all about. Because for me, I had been with so many MLMs, and I had been around so many gurus, right? They're rushing, oh, you have to sign up. Okay, get this for 20 something. Then the same night it goes up to 50 something. Then it goes up to, until it reaches, you know what I'm talking about, $997, $1,999. And we are like chicken with our head cut off, looking for money that we don't even have to put into their pot. And they get richer and richer and richer. So when I reached out to Jeffrey, I was kind of hesitant, because the fact that I've been in so many other things that I got nowhere, wasted money. So when I got to Jeffrey, I asked, Jeffrey, how good is he? He said, Melanie, just join and come and see for yourself. And I said, well, I'm going to bug you for a while. So before I paid the 97, that's the start of my journey. Before I paid the $97, I bugged him a couple of nights. And it was rather late sometime, and said, oh gosh, that man has his family. And I have to say, I apologize, Jeffrey. Sorry to be a bother. And at that time, Melanie, no problem. Call me anytime. I said, I appreciate that. Okay, so he convinced me, and I took in on that offer. I signed in. $97 is measly compared to what I had spent before. So when I finally got into OnPassive and he said to come see for yourself, I couldn't see ash. And I mean it in a good way. What I meant is, he's the top of the company, the top man, the top notch. I didn't see him because he sat lowly in the midst of us, in the midst of the crowd. He sat lowly. So I said to Jeffrey after the first meeting, who was the leader? Where was he? He said, didn't you see him? He was wearing plaids. I said, wait, that was Ash? So I made a little joke about it, and I always joke about it because I meant it nicely, okay? So I said, okay, if he is Ash, then I'll follow. You sold me. Because I've never been in anything, and I mean it sincerely, anything in the world, like places that I've been meeting, because I work for corporate as well. And I've been in it for 20 something years. And believe me, to make a long story short, it started as he knew all of us, sat with us because he wanted us to prompt him up. From the time he started being there, we never saw his face again. But Ash have always been there, smiling, talking, cool, calm, collective. What more could we want as a CEO? And on top of it, a man who founded a company to get us as a big family, a huge family, together. My journey, I'll go back, because my family is huge. But since I came into ONPASSIVE, I joined ONPASSIVE, I almost, sorry, I don't want to say, I almost completely forgot my family because I met so many people in ONPASSIVE all over. I have never seen such a thing. I've been able to talk to Israel, Australia. I've been able to talk to New York, to everywhere, a lot of places. And it gives me joy because when I'm done my job, I come to a place where I connect. Even if we are waiting, but we are connecting. And this is how I find my peace. You know, things that maybe I would share with my family, and they probably would hear me but not hear me. You know what I mean? They will hear you but not listen. I have people in ONPASSIVE who will listen, actually listen to me and give me pointers, you know? And as I grow in ONPASSIVE, I became more bold. I was a little bit, I'm not shy, but I was a little bit shy because you meet all people of all walks of life, people all over the globe. So to enter something and you're meeting all these different people, you cannot shy out a bit. But I took a stand when I was on Robbling. They were great people, or they are great people. And I learned from there. I grew from there because I was on their lives every night. And I did other things like Vavine, Ava, or Ava, and myself. And I don't know if you remember Divina. We studied as the four people, sometimes even on Rob's birthday, when Ash came on and he made a joke and he had all these hats he was stacking up on his head and all that. But anyhow, it started there for me, and then I started growing and growing. I said, okay, I don't want to be sitting or just listening. I want to be participating. So I took on myself and I said, I'm going to start something, start a little group. And that little group is still exists. So during O Connect, we were learning stuff. And then it branched out now to that group where we are in harmony. So I name it like it's a harmony hub. And we all chat and talk about, little things that, we want to know about, and then passive, or little things about our life. We share little things for jokes, but nothing too derogatory, right? Things that we can learn from. So that's part of my journey. The other part of my journey is where I learned. I wasn't a creator. Maybe I created little stuff that didn't seem to make sense. But since I came into ONPASSIVE, I find myself creating. And the first time it didn't look like anything, but I kept creating and I kept creating. And then I realized, oh my God, you're a creator. You are a creator. So I did many things, not just creating reels. There's different things that I do, vlogs, blogs, and I'm on different social media, even Pinterest. So from the moment that I stepped into ONPASSIVE and I learned what ONPASSIVE is like, from all founders to now here we are in the ecosystem, the number of things that I have learned is far more than if I had gone to a university and do one particular program or course. So honestly, I have to say that I met my feet right in ONPASSIVE. And why would I turn back after coming from 2020 to now, over 4 years, And while we wait, I am doing something because I watch the leaders like Chris. One day, Chris knows. I reached out to Chris a couple of times on Facebook. Chris, asking him question, how do I get onto the panel? Because I was so eager to talk to Ash. Mel, you didn't put your name down or whatever, so I get disappointed. I go back, take my little quietness, I go back. Another time I asked, what do I do to go on live? He said, Mel, I want to see you do something. Have you conducted a seminar? I said, not as yet, but maybe. And then he said, well, do something. I want to see you do something. And I'm doing something, Chris. And everybody else, I am doing something. And honestly, I came out of my shell. I mean, I'd been on social media before in other groups, but I came out of my shell, and I'm being very effective in, uplifting, helping to encourage other people, and, You may not see me on a big platform, but I have been on certain things on the O Connect, on Zoom once or twice. And here I am now on you, Minu, on your chat with Chris and Marty, whoever. And it's so nice to be part of the family. It is so nice to belong. And I know we have greatness in us, each and every one of us, and that it's been unleashed in me. And nobody will stop that because I was born with greatness. We all are born with greatness. And we have to continue in this life. We were not put there just to look at the world. We were put there to help the world. And the world is us, each other. We are there to hold hands and we are there to encourage and uplift. So my journey in ONPASSIVE more and more will become something of the fact that I have joined and I have joined for a purpose. And that purpose will be fulfilled along with all of us here. And because of the one man who started as a disciple, and we are the followers, and we all are leaders, we have to remember that because some people say, oh, I can't do this. But we all are leaders. We have to start from somewhere. I couldn't create, now I'm creating. I could talk, but not as open. You know, I would feel up in a way like as if, oh my God, I want to get off the stage so fast. But now I am okay. I'm fine because it's just people like myself. Why should I be afraid? Why should I not say something when that something is meaningful and purposeful for all of us in this life? Okay, so ONPASSIVE really has shown me to be resilient and overcome obstacles. And ONPASSIVE has caused me to embrace that journey, even if we haven't seen what's coming for us. And I know big things are coming, but it has caused me to be patient. And I know sometimes patience overtakes us, you know, but we cannot stop there. We have to continue doing what we are supposed to be doing best, you know. And on top of that, I remember Ash when he says, do it or die. So do it or die resonates. It sticks in my head all the time because I'm saying while we are waiting, we are connecting with each other. We are teaching each other, not teaching, but maybe facilitating. And we are holding the ropes. And I have said the last time that it is a link. It is a chain with a link. If one of the link is broken, that chain cannot be fastened. So we are all linked together. It's a global effect. And if we can't stay in for a purpose, well, why be there? We have to be doing something. We can't just sit there and just watch and say, okay, that person is great. That person is great because they did something that was great. So we all can do something and start somewhere where we can evolve, where we can grow, and where we can, Ash talk about climbing the top, going up to the top. Going up to the top is strength, resilience, purpose, and a sense of belonging. And if we don't have that in us, then I'm not sure what else. So for me, my journey in ONPASSIVE has brought a lot of joy to my life. It has taught me a lot, and it has taught me to come out and do something, and I'm doing the something. And more will be done when it comes to fruition. So thank you, Mila, for giving me that chance. Thank you.
Beautiful. I'm so glad you decided to join Ominu Group. That's precious. Thank you for sharing your story with us. You started with Jeffrey Morlock as your sponsor. And yes, he is the professor of ONPASSIVE. He's known as that. And yes, it's like him to be available, put himself, his time available, and to another true servant leader. So thank you. I like the fact that you said that each of us, there is a leader in us, and we are the links of a chain. So, and then another person that came from shy and went to leading a group. So good for you. And then the influence of Roblin and then Chris Johnson. and then your appreciation of Ash. Those are all beautiful stories. Thank you, Mel.
Welcome. And let me
Yes,
not
we do.
forget, he's probably going to tell John Barilla. I adore this man in a sense that he's not like my bigger brother. And certain times, I mean, English is not really my first language, but I think I'm doing well. But there are words that I would use sometimes and they don't come out too right because of the French, the Creole and the Spanish part in me. So there are times he would correct me, and the conversations we have is about what's going on around the world and things like that. And I have to say that's a true friend,
Right,
and I
thank
want I
you.
want to
Yes.
include him in that as well. So
Yes, thank you.
thank you.
Beautiful, wonderful. Let's never forget those who helped us along the way. All right, with that, we go to France, please. France, the floor is yours. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, everyone. It's been a great night. Well, my journey started, I was in law enforcement for 24 years. And August 2021, I decided to retire. And then because I was taking that, I go retired and open up my own business. And in December 2021, a good friend tell me about ONPASSIVE. I said, oh my God, that can be true, you know? And he said me, no, listen to that. So he sent me a video of Mike Ellis. After I listened to that video, I said, oh, wait a second, is that true? I mean, I listened to that video 3 times. And then after that, I called him back, hey, where do I sign in? So after that, I signed in and I said, well, I got to know because I don't know. I don't know how the business works. So I have to find out. So I indulged myself and listened to going to webinars. At least I go to every webinar just to listen and to learn about the business. And when I start learning and then the OTEC pool came up, man, that was, you guys, I don't know, man. You guys, you're more than a university. All 3 of you are more than a university. Like Melanie said, you learn things that even you take a course, you go, you will never learn that as much. I learned so much, and then that make me know what kind of business I was involved in, and also I was able to talk to more people, to talk to other people about ONPASSIVE. Again, I was the type of person, if you need a job to be done, just tell me what you need to be done, and I do it the best of my knowledge, and then that's it. I'm done. But don't tell me to speak. Don't tell me to do anything. That wasn't my field at all. So even when I was working, this I had to do a presentation. Oh my God, I sweat bullets after I've done what I'm doing the presentation. But now, when I got into ONPASSIVE, I start listening, learning, and the more you learn, the more comfortable you become. And then now you start talking. And I start going to different webinars. Before I was in the shadow, but now I start showing my face, and then I start speaking. Slowly I start speaking. And that I learned so much, is that it was incredible. I said, man, what kind of business is that? And when Ash starts also doing the webinars, I was blown away by his humbleness, by his knowledge. He's just like down to earth. He doesn't he want to everybody to work together, to be happy and to help humanity. I said, I never seen anything like this. I mean, where this guy's come from? But again, he's come from God. That was God ordained him to do this kind of work. And again, when Chris one day, they're doing a shine the light, I said, you know what? I'm going to put my name, I'm going to send Marty an email to see that, well, if they call me, maybe God want me to speak. I mean, I had to come out, I had to break my fear. And then, well, 6 months later, nobody called me. I said, okay, yeah, they didn't want me to speak because I know I'm going to mess up. And then one night, out of the blue, I didn't even expect it. That's when I got a call from Chris. Hey, are you available? I said, what, available? Yes, I am. I've been waiting. And then so I spoke and shined the light. and that was the end of it for me. You know, my fears were gone, and now I'm just like happy to come, and then I'll get to go to Ominu show, and then I start going to the French webinar speaking, because you know, before you think that you cannot do anything, or you cannot, this thing is only Marty can do it, or only Chris can do it. But you know what? Deeply inside of us, we all can do it. It's just the fear that's in us that stop us from doing it. But once you conquer the fear, and it's back, it's history. But I don't want to be long, but I just want to read something about a show that I love dearly. It's Cheers. And the song, I'm just going to read a paragraph of what the song said. Sometimes you want to go where everybody knows your name, and they are always glad you came. You want to be where you can see our troubles are all the same. You want to be where everybody knows your name. You want to go where people know people are all the same. You want to go where everybody knows your name. And, you know, that's why when I become an ONPASSIVE, you know, as a law enforcement, when you retired, they always give you like 5 years. Your lifespan is about 5 years. Why? Because all your friends were law enforcement, and then now you leave, you have nobody, you have no other friends outside law enforcement. But now, not only now I have friends, but I have friends all around the world, you know? It is so amazing to see all of you guys here, or I can call all of you friends. And guess what? I know your name and you all know my name. You know, so that's make it so fun, and that make it so happy. I can't wait one day to see all of you, because now it's not going to be, you know, on the screen. It's going to be face to face, and I'm going to give you guys a lot of hugs. Okay, thank you very much, Minu.
Thank you, Franz, for making it nice and brief and comprehensive. With you speaking 4 languages, Spanish, English, Creole, and French, you're going to be a great resource to expand this business. We're proud of you, and we're happy that you joined at Ominu. Thank you. With that, we go to Sherry Dershui, please.
Hello, everybody. This has been phenomenal. Thank you, Manu, for having this webinar, and for everything you do, above and beyond you do. So yeah, my share, I won't be long. I started in H2 2018. I started by listening to the 2 audios that Ash made, and it was like a no-brainer, because some kind of airwave, the higher power, whatever you want to believe in, brought me to this amazing journey. That's how I got into this amazing journey. I call it amazing journey because it's just starting, and it's not going to end. It's going to be a continuous journey, but it's all going to be amazing, watching people grow. But let me, when I first, Ash had this thing, I lost a lot of my self-esteem because I had 2 back surgeries, and I was using a cane, and I thought, well, nobody's going to listen to me. And I was in this other company, and it was an MLM company, and I was trying to find ways to promote myself. I never got high. No matter what I did, I just didn't seem to progress in it. So that's why I searched out to find something better. But Ash was on a webinar one time, and he said, I'm going to throw this out to you. Look, I am a marketer. I know I'm the guru of marketing. And if you make a video and I like it, I will share it and show you how big and the numbers were phenomenal. I didn't win, but I took the bait and ran, because I lost my self-esteem, and I thought, oh, I'm using a cane, who's going to want to talk to me, and just other things that happened in my life along the way as well. So I did that. I took that bait and ran and went for it, and I haven't stopped since. And the main reason why I haven't stopped since is because through that journey, I found that I really wanted to help not just me, but other people to realize that they're important and they matter. And through that, what I love about ONPASSIVE is so many people have so many different talents, And in those talents, I came across Bill Must. He helps me with I do the words in my voice, which I would have never thought to use my voice, because back to the self-esteem thing, people used to always say things about my voice. And so I just kind of let it go. But Bill does he makes my videos amazing because he puts the graphics in them and he does the music. I couldn't do that myself. So we have people here who bring other people out, like Manu. I don't want to name names. There's so many talented people who lift up other people here. And so that's another part of this journey. People helping other people the way it should be in this world. Not just because you have this talent over here, you're not going to share it to help others to get ahead. Are you kidding me? It's a win-win-win all the way around. And then through this journey also, I was blessed because I had met the California Angels, and like I was just starting to like maybe talk a little bit and have my own little things in the other company I was in. But no, it was only just like a few people in the room. Well, since I met the Angels, Julie Gwen and Terry Thompson, we had our own events out here that we started. And so it just bloomed. I would have never done that because I'm one of those people who have to study forever and ever and never and ever and ever. So to me, that was phenomenal because I got to meet some of the founders who are in this company who create just like we do. We all brainstorm together. I love that. And I also was blessed through that to meet Ash in person in Boston. And there's no, I want to say he's like a grandma, but not really. He's so down to earth. He's a real person. He gives you laughter. And he makes sure he kind of reminds me of a grandma, because most grandmas kind of make sure that you're all settled in. You got this, you got that. And they don't do this, and they don't do that until you're sold. He's a genuine person. You think just because somebody's a boss that they're stiff necks or whatever. No, Ash is something way from another planet, I would say. Something you just even hearing his two voices on the audio, I knew there was something special there. But the journey has just begun, folks. I would have never thought my journey would have led me to all of you, to be blessed by each one of you, the ones on here, the ones listening now, and the ones who are going to join us later, because they too have dreams. They too have been maybe put down and all that. And my passion also is to let people know they're important and they matter here. I know I will have a platform to do it here in ONPASSIVE. Ash has made every single thing simple and easy, a no-brainer. He's doing it different than any other company because it's not about the money for him and his family. It's about helping others. It's about helping our world to be more loving, more peaceful, and more equal, which it needs right now more than ever. So the journey will continue to go on and on and on. And boy, you better get your Kleenexes ready. Like I always say, I'm going to buy a pallet full of Kleenexes, because you're all going to need them. This journey has already changed so many people's lives and have saved so many people's lives. If you realize it or not, it's saved so many people's lives. So many people during the COVID section were down and out, didn't know what to do. CEO Ash Mufareh and his lovely wife created this company he wants to leave it in a better place than it is now. And he wants to leave it so that you out there have more in your life, and to have those precious moments back, because that's what ONPASSIVE is, to bring you so that you have more precious moments in your life. To me, that means more to anything. When Ash wants you to have more, it's not just me who wants you to have more. It's Ash, and Ash is this way to everybody, no matter where you're from. You can see on the panel, you can see all of us. We're all different individuals. We all have certain talents to share. We all have a heart. And I love that people bring up when somebody's down and out, somebody else will text them or call them. That's how we are. This company is about heart. I have this journey. I have learned so many things. I have gotten there's no I can't describe the words, what the word journey means. Maybe I'll sit and write a poem or something about that and share it with you all, and share it with Mr. Bill Must, and he could create something magical out of it. But I'm just telling you, you all are so amazing. How bring something, some little golden special prize with you. And you out there in the world, you're bringing your special prize as you enter into the ONPASSIVE land, which is an incredible movement, folks, to have more love, more peace, and more equal in our world. The world will going to know who we are because we're changing the world. And it all started with higher power first, and then Ash Mafar and his lovely family and wife. That's all I have. I love you guys. Thank you.
Thank you, Sherry. Thank you. Your signature saying always is "you all matter." Thank you for putting yourself available with your phone number, lending a hand to whoever needs help, and lending your shoulders. Thank you so much. Yes, out there, outside world, everybody elbows their way through and step on everything and everybody to climb the ladder and get where they want to get. This is the only place that we all get edified, and the tone is set by our leaders, Marty and Chris. And Marty always says, if you shine the light on somebody, the reflection is even brighter. So we are blessed with that. Thank you, Sherry. That we go to Dr. Benny. We have 4 other of our leaders to speak. Please keep it brief. We're going on the second hour. Dr. Benny, you have the floor. Thank you, Sherry.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Ms. Miller, for giving me this opportunity. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon. It all depends upon your location. I want to take this special moment, as you all know, to thank my Father, your Heavenly Father, for bringing all of us together this evening, this morning, this afternoon. I also want to thank him, just like Sherry keeps saying about our Heavenly Father. I want to thank him for sending our CEO, I always said our extraordinary CEO, to you and I, who make us to understand that. He stated that either I do or I die. We all know that he is here to eradicate poverty and to uplift humanity. Now, based upon my journey with ONPASSIVE, is when I was introduced to this, I would say, extraordinary company by a trusted friend of mine, Dr. Helen Akonji, in February of 2020. When she asked me to join, I wanted to really find out why she was forcing me to join this company. She told me that it's because the company is good. So I asked her for the website. I wanted to make sure that, you know, when you go to the website, you want to make sure that it is secured. I'm doing this because I am in IT. I want to make sure that everything is secure with any company. So when I found out that the company was secured, I asked her how much the company, how much was it that I should pay? She told me that it was $97. I said, are you kidding me? 97? So I decided to join immediately. Anyway, I was happy because so I decided to put my children to this company to join with me. And then you may ask me, why did I join? I joined for financial freedom. I joined because I found out that, hey, with this money, I'll be able to utilize it to pay off my school loan. Seriously. I was excited about it. Now, I also found out that the developers of this particular company, that they develop viable and legitimate product as well as organic products. So I said, what? I was excited. So I said, I wanted to find out who the CEO was. There was a webinar that Engineer Michael told me to join. When I attended that webinar, I saw this man out to me as an astonishing CEO that I've never seen in my life. So I raised my hands up because I wanted to talk to him. I wanted him to see me. So I told him why I joined ONPASSIVE, and he made me to understand that I should not worry when it comes to the school loan that everything will be all right. So since then, I started attending webinars upon webinars because I started expressing myself about ONPASSIVE, you know, making people to understand what ONPASSIVE was, the importance of ONPASSIVE, especially in the French community, despite the fact that I did not understand French. So, but when I speak the French, then the Francophones will, you know, will translate to others. You know, a lot of people were coming because of me, because I was bragging about ONPASSIVE. Seriously. I went to Nigerian webinar, I went to Bangladesh, to the Indian webinar. I was excited. So I found out that ONPASSIVE is at the beginning of a new era in the information technology, an era that furthers medicine, science, and education. ONPASSIVE technology would deliver what? The value to everyone in all aspects of our lives. This was the underlying message from our CEO, Mr. Ash Mufari. Now, the ONPASSIVE journey has a potential significant impact in my life, our lives, by providing what the innovative tools, financial opportunities, and supportive of our ecosystem. Why? By simplifying the business operation. ONPASSIVE leverage the artificial intelligence technology to automate various aspects of the business operation, such as what? Marketing, sales, and customers relation management. So this allows individuals like you and I, as well as the businesses, to save time by automating the repetitive task, right? So the businesses, how does it change? Business owners no longer need to be tech expert, right? Or to hire large teams of management operation. The simplicity and the efficiency will provide what? ONPASSIVE tools that will make success more attainable. Now, we talk about the business supportive community. One of the ONPASSIVE defining aspect is that it's global community and the founders, right? Should I say affiliate, right? Members and leaders. This supportive network foster what? Collaboration, sharing ideas, because a lot of us, when you understand what ONPASSIVE is, you share your ideas, you encourage others to say, hey, with this ONPASSIVE, you know that we do have underprivileged children out there that they are in need. So by us joining ONPASSIVE, we will be able to help these underprivileged children. They are in need, seriously. Then when we talk about personal motivation and confidence, to access the knowledge and mentorship, right? A lot of people don't know. So you have to mentor them. Let them understand what this company is all about. Mr. Ash's vision, ONPASSIVE, is deeply rooted in hope, belief, determination. So the philosophy inspires you and I as a dream bigger, aim higher in their personal, professional lives, developing what? Your mindset. Remember how our CEO always talk about mindset, right? You develop the mindset with the resilience, adaptability, and continuous growth. Now, I just know that I've impacted a lot of people. The ONPASSIVE journey is not just about the business. It is also about empowering people like you and I to achieve our dreams, whether through financial stability, professional success, personal growth. Now, it provides the tools and opportunity and supportive ecosystem that will allow what? Individuals like you and I and businesses to thrive. A fast-changing technology driven into the world. I know I brag about ONPASSIVE, and no one can stop me when it comes to ONPASSIVE. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you, Dr. Benny. Thank you. Always excited. Thank you so much. Thanks for sharing your heart out. All right, we have two other people, our leaders. We go to Mamadou. If you would keep it brief, please. And then Mark will be our last person. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Minu. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all my beloved family. Am I audible, Miss Minu? Can you hear me? That's good.
We can hear you. Go on. The floor is yours, Mamadou. Thank you.
Oh, yes. Thank you very much. Before ONPASSIVE, I was in my little corner in Bowie, in Maryland, where I was busy working my 2 full-time job, morning and evening. And during that time, the only people I acquainted with are my family, my co-workers, and my residents, plus their family members. I don't know nobody else, and nobody knows me. But when I became a founding member of ONPASSIVE in October 26, 2020, my first webinars I started attending was Charles Olson's webinar. Oh my goodness, when he break that down for me, I said, wow, thank God. Now I know my dreams will be realized. And since then, I started attending webinars. I can't even count the webinars that I have attended, talking about Julie and Milo show, Roblin Live, oh my goodness, everywhere. And that's paid enough for me because, it makes me to understand really what my company is. And it builds my motivation and it creates awareness and give me more relationship. Now, everybody in ONPASSIVE all over the world know the handsome man, the most handsome man in the world. And now, at first, I wasn't able to speak to nobody, but here I am through your blessings, through your commitment, your dedication. Now I can speak and people listening to me. So that's
Thank
a
you.
great thing that I have achieved. And I just want to express my thanks and appreciation to our CEO and big brother for sharing this blessing with us, and for you all who has been organizing webinars to educate us, to empower us, to motivate us, and to make us so appreciative. May God Almighty continue to bless you all and continue to protect you. So since we have other people to speak, I'm going to stop here and thank you very much for allowing me to say something.
Thank you, Mamadou. Yes, we will definitely do another webinar to have our other leaders to speak. I know Ivy is here and I know Bruce wants to speak. We're going to have to do that. I promise we will do that, and I will put your name down to go to Bruce and Ivy first on the next webinar. But we go to, thank you, Mamadou. We go to Mark, and then Chris Johnson will wrap this up. Thank you, Mark. The floor is yours. Thank you, Mamadou.
I'm Mark Olson, and I'm your friend. And when Ash first said that, I knew it. But how I got introduced was through Kevin, and he was always on the computer, and I was a truck driver. Come through town and stop by and see him, or I'd see him at a meeting and it'd be like, man, you need to check this out. You need to check this out. Then one day I was out on the road and I started watching it. I came back to town and damn, Kevin, I said, $97. That's a drop in the bucket. Even if it fails, I've lost more than that, shooting a game of pool, and so I signed up, and we never know what the power greater than us planned for us, because about 2 months later, I came down with leukemia, and I really didn't have nothing to do. Like when I was doing chemo and stuff, they had Wi-Fi there, so I could watch, some webinars and stuff while I was, getting pumped up with whatever they're pumping me with. And that got me through it. I mean, this is what really attracted me, though, was the all under one roof and oh bless, because that's how I live my life, and then after I got in, and man, it was, you listen, you never knew when Ash was going to pop in and throw out some candy, and it just kept coming, and I got to know people, and that's what's awesome about this. It's the journey, not the destination, and I got to remember that. I mean, if I go by everything that Ash has told me, which is that's what we're supposed to, the last thing we heard from him was, calm down. We got this. Let this happen. And that's exactly what we have to follow directions. Follow directions. There's no directions about, oh, what if, but this, but calm down. We got this under control. Just practice some humility in your life, and relax, and then when it's time, we're going to blow your head off, so thanks, Manu, for letting me talk, and I'm going to shut up and let the next person go. I think it's some guy named Chris Johnson.
Thank
Oh,
you,
yeah,
Mark.
yeah.
Thank
That's
you for
who it is.
introducing me.
Chris
Thank you.
Johnson.
We love you, Mark. All right, Mr. Johnson.
All right, I'm going to be pretty quick because it is going on 11 o'clock and I have a date with a big fat pillow and some warm
Yeah,
blankets.
right.
Just cold in Michigan. First of all, I want to say this is every single one of you on here, even the ones that had to go to bed, I get it, have inspired me one way or the other, have taught me many, many things. I could call out names. I will. I want to throw this one out for Norelli because she brought up some stuff that I kind of forgot about. I told them that I want to go help Australia and New Zealand out. And the truth was is Norel was the stronghold over there. And she went through some difficult times trying to just talk about this company. And I said, I got you. I'm going to back you no matter what. And I want to put some goosebumps on Norel's body right now. Australia has 27,122,411 people. And I guess what I'm going to say. Guess who they're going to come to, Norel? And I know there's other Australians, but they're not as active as you. I'm looking at a multi-quadrillionaire Norel Workon in Australia. I think you're going to own that country in 5 years, to be honest with you. But thank you for all you do. Yeah. Every one of you have done something that blew me away. I could pick out a story because I have a story all about you. Every one of you has something that's affected me emotionally. Sometimes you drive me crazy, but I love to be driven crazy by people that have the will to go out and just keep doing something, like driving a truck like Mark did. Let me tell you what brought me here. Okay. Now, I was retired when Peter Sure made a phone call to me about this company. I don't know if you know anything about factory life or auto workers life. It's not always fun. I had a lot of friends where I worked because I was in that building for 32 plus years. Okay. And in that building, I had to deal with a different attitude from each person, different personalities, different nationalities. I literally worked with every nationality in the Ford system. Got to know them all. And then not all of them, but some of them were just miserable because they hated the work. Repetitive labor work is the worst possible work you can absolutely do when you know you got to do it 8, 10, 12 hours a day, 6, 7 days a week. It makes you miserable. And I used to say to people, I don't know why you're so miserable. You're making a ton of money. You got great health insurance, but yet these people were still miserable. It drove me nuts because I appreciated everything that I had at Ford Motor Company and Mazda Motors. Some people didn't. They didn't realize it until that was gone. Then they realized it. What drove me really to this company, even though I was retired, was I want to be able to change the younger generation's life where they don't have to do what I did or what Mark did or Norell or what Lily Lane. None of them. Even though some of you might have been happy with what your jobs were, there was always that you want to just go crazy because it drove you nuts. Now, if you had one of those jobs where you never went through that, then God bless you. I love that. But the truth is most jobs make us go crazy once in a while, especially after a long time. When I came into this company, I realized that I was working with the Ford Motor Company people again, all over the world, but this time it was different. This time we weren't fighting about overtime. We weren't fighting about whose turn it was. We weren't fighting about seniority. And it was always a fight. And I'm not bad-mouthing, that's just how their system is. With the union in the company, that's the rights. That's how they wrote it. When I came into this company and I thought, man, I don't have to fight anybody for overtime. It's pretty equal. I'm going to go out and do a little bit of work and I'm going to build a team or an organization or whatever the heck we call it today. On my own efforts, on your own efforts. And it looked at to me as, all right, it's equal. You could go out and, as Mike Ellis said a million times, if you do a little bit, it's going to get you to that place faster. Okay? And I took that serious when he said that. When he first said that, I took it very serious. I'm going to do a little bit. You can ask Peter Shore. I called him up and I said, hey, Pete, I think it was a month into it. I'm going live, Pete. Well, what do you mean you're going live? What are you going to say? I have no idea what I'm going to say. But I believe in this and I got to get out to people. And that's what I did. I think I had 2 or 3 people the first day, and it slowly grew more and more and more. And then it backed off a little bit because people just thought I was crazy. I love being crazy on something that I believe in so much that's going to change things. I'm here because I want to be part of 1 million people plus that's going to help change people's lives every single day. The people on the streets, the people with mental health issues, the people that are senior citizens, our great armed forces who sacrificed a lot of things and they got nothing. I want to change all that. There's a guy right now out there in the street freezing somewhere, eating out of a garbage can. Well, I'm not going to say that word. It's not nice. It shouldn't be allowed. All right. There's so many things that we're going to be able to do because of Ashmafara. And I want you to promise yourselves. I know Ivy Mix already did that. She started it. I know Mark did that. He started it. I know all of you have done something. I can say names, Gene with Mark, Sherry Dersway, just sending cards out to people all over the world, especially me. I made my whole life perfect. The messages I get from a lot of you, most of you, beautiful messages that inspire me to say, man, this is just great. I couldn't inspire anyone at Ford Motor Company. They were too busy worrying about themselves, their hours. I don't want to work. I do want to work. But here, we're all equaled out. I don't see anybody different color. I don't see anybody a different gender. I see everyone as the same. Big hearts that want to take care of their families. That's my journey that put me here, period. Nothing else. But if I could take just one young 18-year-old kid right now, tell him, listen, check this out, or let me show you what I had to do for 40 plus years, actually. I want to listen. I want people to go on vacations when they're 20. I want them to climb mountains when they're 20, jump out of planes when they're 20. We're all old coots, sorry to say, but we are. Maybe not Raphael. He's a little younger, but I want to change that. I want all you to have the greatest lives ever for the rest of your lives. But man, each generation is supposed to take care of the next generation. It's our time now to take care of these kids, our kids, our grandkids, their friends, their families. It's our time. We have to take full advantage of our time. Because you know what? There is no hope in this world for my kids, my grandkids, the way I look at it. People hating. This company, I believe, is going to bring countries together. Because once people start earning something and seeing, oh my God, this really works, they're going to stop hating so much. Money creates so much hate. They have this, they don't have. And then we got evil rulers that hate their own people and treat them like garbage. Good, come on over here. I wish I had enough money to buy my own little world. Say, come on. No one's going to rule you. Supermarkets are going to be full. Dining restaurants are going to be full. Come on, one and all. But unfortunately, I don't have my own little world. But I do have the greatest ecosystem in the world that's going to bring all those people that want to come in and who you bring in. And that's where the journey begins. It hasn't started yet. What we all went through is a lesson that we're going to be able to teach other people this. Maybe this isn't something you want to do. We're all excited that first day of a job. 3 weeks later, we're hating it. Oh my God, I got to do this again. Maybe you were bullied at work. Maybe you didn't feel higher up because you were a woman or you were black or you were Asian. It's not like that in this company. I don't know how to tell people that. I'm all over the world. We got 1 million Martin Luther Kings in here. We got 1 million Mother Teresas. We got 1 million of the greatest speakers and humanitarians in this company. And guess what? They haven't heard your voice yet. You want to get me disappointed? Then don't talk. Tell the world your story. Tell them what you're going to do and then show them. That's all I got, Minnow. Thank you very much.
Beautiful, beautiful. I know there is some of our friends here that haven't got to speak. We will do that. But Ivy, we don't get to see you hardly ever. It just feels bad not to have you speak. So please say something. Thank you, Ivy.
Thank you, Mino. You had texted me long ago, and I told you that I'll just come to listen and learn, just like Chris said, the inspiration, learning from others, hearing Melanie, hearing Chris, hearing Marty, is it Francois or France? Let me not make a mistake. Everybody, Jean, everybody speaking, that is amazing. And God has called all of us to save our families. So that is very, very nice. And people want to know how to get somewhere, and we are like missiles. Missiles go, they eject, they just go forward. They go where you sent it. So missiles arrive before you know it. So that's who we are. We've arrived in the world. And I like what Chris said about Narelle. She has arrived. Chris knows where she's going to be. Can you imagine? Our leaders know who we are and where we're going to be. It's so beautiful. So all I'll say is like we will be communicating what we have learned to the world, and I'm so blessed. So that is my journey. My journey here is one of learning and beautiful and strong leaders. I cannot tell how much each and everybody has propelled me forward. So I just want to say thank you, Mino.
Thank you. Did you see all the love emojis that Marty sent you through his device?
I
Marty, one more time.
Oh, saw that now.
Right. Thank you so much, each and everybody, for being here. We love you. We appreciate you. To be continued. Stay happy, stay excited. Love you all. Good
Thank
night.
you, Minu. Goodbye, everybody.